When I was younger, I never noticed the racial discrimination that was occurring in the world around me, but my grandparents knew firsthand how it felt to be discriminated against due to race. They wanted to move to the US to live better lives and to have better opportunities, essentially to live the American dream. But what they didn't know was that the American dream was tailored towards white Americans. It took them many years to finally cross the US border because of all the paperwork they had to fill out to become full citizens, and when they finally arrived into the US, they were not welcomed with open arms. My grandpa tried to find a job to support his family, but was denied multiple times, even though he was just as qualified as his white counterparts. Most Americans are not fond of immigrants, especially illegal immigrants. Illegal immigrants are especially looked down upon in America, which makes it that much harder for them to find jobs, and when they do, they are paid extremely low and treated poorly because companies know they can get away with it.
However, even when granted citizenship,
Hispanic immigrants are still greatly mistreated within their work environment and are paid low wages compared to workers who are non-Hispanic. People assume that these problems are not relevant today because Hispanics have better opportunities than in the past, but the majority are still struggling due to these racial problems. Racial discrimination can still be seen in the workplace, schools, within peers, media, and even law enforcement. For example, at my high school, the majority of the students are Hispanic, so other schools in the area would look down upon us and joke about how we were poor, ghetto, lazy, uneducated, and how we did not belong here. Thanks to the media, these type of stereotypes exist. Many people often have a negative connotation when it comes to people of a Hispanic origin because the media portrays us in this manner.
for example,
Guy who knows how to paint.
People internalize these messages, and even though they claim they are unaffected, it can lead to them racial profiling people and categorizing them into one general description. I have personally witnessed injustice of someone being racially profiled. My Nino had been pulled over for what seemed to be no apparent reason, and when the officer approached the car, he questioned what reason we had being in a predominantly white neighborhood. My Nino told him that the only reason he pulled him over was because he was being racially profiled for fitting the classic look of a cholo, being Hispanic, shaved head, and tattoos. The officer ignored this and simply gave us a warning. The police are supposed to be fair and colorblind, but yet this is not the case. Law enforcement officers racially profile Hispanic-looking people all the time.
Hey, buddy. Everything okay?
Yeah, it's good.
Can I help you with anything?
No. No? ¿Dónde vengo a comer?
Look, we're in America, so we speak English.
We speak.
White Americans need to be more aware of these type of situations because they assume that racial discrimination towards people of color is no longer a big issue. But sadly, this is not true. Simple things like having someone cross the street to avoid contact or having someone clutch their bag tighter because you are a person of color are overlooked ways that we've been racially discriminated against. White Americans become colorblind to such things, and they fail to see how people of color have different life experiences versus an individual who is white. Although this all seems negative, America has become more accepting towards Hispanics, but our society is still racially discriminate, and it will take time to change, but I believe it is possible.